I believe almost 40 years ago that positive broadcasting was important. I was only able to convince Rollins Cable Company to start the lease access. And the lease access wasn't started only because the cable company was so happy about starting a local channel. My job with the cable company was to get African Americans to buy cable. I could not do it the way they wanted me to do it. After leaving WILM as a disc jockey, turning down my job, I was about to lose my job with Rollins because I could not do what they wanted me to do. So they had a one-camera studio in Newark, Delaware. One camera, and had one program on a week on Thursday night. During that time, the rules are that they had to have one program on in order to maintain their license. That was back in the day. So looking at being out of work, I suggested to give me an opportunity to start some programming. We wasn't fortunate like Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore to have radio stations to get the public announcements over to our people. We only had the news journal, and they wrote what they wanted to write when they wanted to write it. So I convinced them to let me start programming on that one channel. I believe it was 2 or 5 then. They gave me a 3-month trial. This was before other people got involved. I know you hear people saying that Twin Brown didn't do it alone. Yes, but I started off with a man named Frank Baker, and we started it off. I used to take my furniture out of my house and carry it from Wilmington to Newark. And on Sunday night, take it back home. That's how we started. We had a one camera, and it was taped up. But we started it. I was criticized in the community. Most people say, we don't want to go on no TV. We don't need our church on TV. What are you talking about TV? You're just trying to make the man richer. All type of negativeness came. Some of you remind me of it today, a lot of you seniors. You know what I went through with. But even then, after getting the lease access started, I saw availabilities of having other channels, education, and public channels. The city decided later, as years went on, to accept the part of PEG, which was public education and government. They said, we will use the government channel, and that's all. For 30-some years, I continued to argue we have other channels available which will educate our community. Nobody wanted to hear it. So the last year, I've been pushing it again. With all the crime in our community, the killing, the shooting, and the school dropouts and all of that, I thought it would be time for me to start again, trying to get the educational channel activated. By being the one who was the originator of the lease access, there are those who said I was turning against lease access. How can you turn against something when you put so much in the thing to start it? They're two separate things, so I've been trying to get that point home to you.